Up on the Edwards. They'll ride each other into the paint. Count it. Foul. Gobert cleans it up. Dallas a foul again. Green. His defense, long reach. Conley's on Doncic, double. Once again, climbs the ladder. What a start for rookie Derek Lively. On one side, the bounce pass from Wade, and throws down a sledgehammer.
This is where the name comes in. Luka Doncic is one of the best EuroLeague players in the world of the international games and the FIBA World Cup game, every game in between. Since back playing in Real Madrid, he has definitely made his all-time career the best player that he has ever been achieving, with the new lights of a goal, receiving awards from the playoffs, and it was the best of his moment that he's been turning. All in all, for once. The better way for now of Luka Doncic, he's playing against Rudy Gobert from France. Slovenian player, definitely played it in the Olympics, and this is what definitely happened. All in all, after a half-court shot, he wanted to change things up. Definitely deep threes, better passes, he's going to do it all as he can. And what do you know? He's definitely the best EuroLeague player, playing in every career of the season before 2019 trade line with the team. Since 2020 of the Mavericks and the Lakers, it was nowhere option because he had a hard contest to go right over from LeBron James. But his next goal is going to be a struggle right in the zone. I know he's doing well, but let's keep the fact in there. It's a tight one, but you've got to play it for one of your best. Even if it happens with any other player that can definitely score the bucket and can't get it in, or it could be a hard defensive effort. That's a better one to have the visiting team to score more over the home team. That's going to be like, what in the world? The fight is on in between the Wolves and Mavs.
Coming out is his passing ability.
Minnesota team, that's the second lowest. Nice pass from big to big from Karl Anthony Towns.
Issues, some tightness there, and a foul one they say throughout these playoffs. A fake by Doncic, a twirl, he'll set, he'll lean, he'll fall, he'll foul. Lively cleans it up. Into McDaniels, stutter stepping, stammering Lively. Doncic with McDaniels there. Shot clock at 7. Luka will make a move, lets it rip. Doncic puts it in, 4-point Dallas lead.
But there can be only one way that can definitely help them all. Even if Mike Conley has been playing it with his team, it's definitely against Luka Doncic. The better superstar factor players has definitely putting a lot of range in. And you don't have to say, how could Luka Magic do the thing? It's just how it happens. But the Wolves may have an answer in there. They haven't been making it to the finals for the first time because they didn't really make it that far. And it was the end of it in the second round. But this time, it must be a win to move on or get eliminated. It's a tough one. No one stands out for Luka Magic moment.
Just our energy. I think we shared the ball really well. We were knocking down shots. We were open shots, so just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
Disappointed for sure. I think it's simple. Got to the Western Conference Finals, couldn't get the job done. It hurts, This team's worked tremendously hard, not only improving ourselves as players, but as a team, collectively, just playing together, trusting the process through the ebbs and flows of the seasons and all the adversity. We found a way to always stick together and move forward together. So disappointed for us. We worked hard, obviously didn't get the result we wanted.
Down. Doncic will drive and take advantage and feed, and Gafford is there to flush.
2 ball games from 3.
Doncic with a 3, sticks it. Wow.
7-0 personal run here.
I don't decide what I'm going to look before the play. I just see what defense gives me. I didn't expect that we're going to switch. We're just going to play that pick and roll. I told you live coming. We'll just figure out from there. Like I always say, stay together, positive energy. At some point, we're down 18 on the road, which is insane to come back. So we believe till the end of the buzzer.
But here's another thing that I was calling for. Mike Conley, he has some live words to take over it, and about the Mavericks.
we really had a great opportunity in front of us. Had a lot of leads throughout the games this series, and when you give teams opportunities to stick around and make it a possession game, they have two of the best in the game at closing games. So that kind of bit us when it came down to it.
I think we talk about that last 3-4 minutes where we play with energy. You know, we said we need to play like that. We're getting stops, especially boxing out, and then our pace got to be high. So those 3-4 minutes we took as example.
Mike and some of the other guys were saying, you know, series maybe wasn't lost entirely tonight, but those first two games.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
that hurt. That 18-point lead in the second game hurt. I think that's the turning point. Easy. Nothing's easy when in the playoffs, let alone NBA basketball. I mean, I said it early in the playoffs. You know, we've always done it the Minnesota way, the toughest way possible, and I don't think mentally we were out or checked out or anything like that. You know, we've been used to having adversity. We always find ourselves putting ourselves in a bad position and finding a way to get out of it. So just it didn't work out. You know, played with fire maybe a little too many times, and played a great team who played amazing and then hit shots when they had to hit shots. So I'm not going to come out here at all and say, you know, it was just all us against ourselves that cost us. You know, they had to make shots and play well, and they did that. That team is well coached. They got great players. You know, gotta give credit where credit's due.
It just happened right in between of a Tubi alley, but you would never thought that Luka Doncic has done all of his better to finish Game 2. But this is whatever happens because he is ready to fight and see if he can challenge his way up to the next spot.
And it's only a 1-point lead here, but that's just Rudy Gobert in an impossible situation. I don't totally understand. I know they wanted to switch back with McDaniel, but Lively did a great job getting out of there.
But Coach, look at this. He had him on skates from the beginning.
No,
My goodness.
I agree.
Dancing with the stars, whatever you want to call it.
Great, but like I said, you know, first to four, nothing is won. We gotta just think about next game, not in the future, not in the present. This game, so we just gotta think about next game. That's it.
This is what's gonna happen with the intense matchup, as this one is in between of Timberwolves and the Mavericks. You're about to see what's going on for the Western Conference Finals from in between of Rudy Gobert and Luka Doncic. The ones that they played here in the international games, it's all for anything. This was all I had to go with, and it's never going to be a last-longing game, but you are about to be finding out who can get to the finals on the other hand. It's time to see what they can do. Woods to land. You ready or not? Let's find out who takes it here.
Couple series, Doncic will wheel and draw the double, and Gafford is free.
Well, those five.
Kyrie's 8 of 11. Doncic 6 of 12. Anderson kicks. Wide open. Towns 3.
And that's an unselfish play there by Colin.
Blocked right there by Anthony Edwards. Inside it goes. Curry. The lob. The deuce. And the Timberwolves score and lead by 2. Here goes the drive and the fadeaway over the reach of Gobert. For the Mavs, here is Doncic fighting right again. Boy, that has worked almost every pass down low.
Mavs, Wolves, next on 2K Sports. Hi everyone, Whit Spinning here, and I am here with my next broadcasting partner, and this time I have 12 Points Pat. He's ready to show how this game after this, and this is what definitely was going to be a great of his scores. It's a win or go home for Minnesota Wolves. If they lose again, the Dallas Stars, if they star in the Mavericks, will be able to win, and are making their way forward to the NBA Finals for the first time. And for this moment, it's that time to get a living here out of God. Will this be Dallas Mavericks to be the Western Conference champion and move on to the finals? Or will the Minnesota Wolves add to an extension in the game and get back to Minnesota for Game 5? As right at this moment, the next commentary I will have across from here is Boomer, and he's also along with some other commentators. He's also along with Test Tube, and of course we definitely do have the everyone taken here is Son of Beast. And finally, it's all you call for, Alan LaForce on the sideline for tonight's game. We'll see you all later for the post-game show after this. For the moment, we all been waiting for Dallas and Minnesota. Back for Game 4, let's roll. Enjoy, folks. Hey everybody, it's Boomer here. We are at American Airlines Center for tonight's game of the Western Conference Finals. I am here with Test Tube and Son of Beast. Our little force joining us on the sideline. It's tonight's of the game. The winner go home for Minnesota Wolves is about to be on for anybody's game. This is what happens now. I mean, they've already won 3 games in a row, but I think that this might be it. Because we always know if the Mavericks win this game, then they're heading on to the NBA Finals. If they don't, then the Timberwolves are going to be able to try to keep an eye on it to make advance for Game 5. And we start things now. All field and set to go. Mike Conley is ready to start things over as he will have it over right down there on Luka Doncic. The pass over now finding Towns. Watching play, here's Edwards. Pass deflected, and this one will lay up and in for Rudy Gobert. That'll be his first bucket in Game 4. You know, playing it for Rudy Gobert, that has to be a French player that has been doing this for most of the games. I was really noticing that he really had to play all for every career. Better goal is, gotta take all of it when you got. Here's Luka Doncic. First step up 2, makes it in. That'll be his first bucket for Luka Doncic. They're tied up 2-2. Here's Edwards. He's covered on Irving and with rejection of the screen. Driving in front, and it's fouled by Dallas. That'll be Irving's first personal foul, and the first 2 fouls on Dallas. Can't play it like that because of Kyrie Irving. He doesn't get that one delivered in there from Anthony Edwards. When that shot comes in, you can't just make that one loosen it over and then try to come up with or tied up in the angle. You can't play it like that when you do this on defense. First free throw coming up here for Minnesota Wolves with 7:07 to go in the first. Trying to get the first free throws in there to get some extension up and get back in the game. He hits the first free throw. Anthony Edwards, he's also known as Ant-Man. He definitely has been playing it here before for his Rookie of the Year and for the all-team effort of the NBA superstars. And he's definitely becoming to be an all-star player right away. You know, playing it for real, I know what happened to Anthony Edwards. He plays really well. I mean, you got to give a salute to that. All credit scores definitely do give him a one rookie credit. Every game counts for Anthony Edwards to keep on it right away. You know, playing it for real life, and then that's what happened to Anthony Edwards with his setup of the routine. He definitely has a lot of quotes to say. I do play with the team. I really wanted to get right better at that point. No matter how the competition gets rough already, I really have to try to figure it out if there's another way to get right from it. And there's no other hard ones to take. It's all for anybody's game, but I need to get this thing through. Here's Carly, he's on Luka Doncic. The screen for Towns. Spins a drive. Takes it in, that will put it in for another 2-pointer. Conley's on his first bucket. Doncic trying to pick up another round of the attackers. Now finding over again to Washington. He decided to give off to Irving. The 3 for Doncic. Good for the triple, but makes it outside. You're up in the lead. Here's Conley. Start things up on the board as he's covered up. Defended on Doncic. Watching rejection of the screen. This one will give up. And that shot doesn't take in now. Yeah, for the rebound now he finds it over again to Irving. Irving gives to Washington for 2. That one rolls in and out. It rebounded again by Anthony Edwards. Well, you don't have a lot of him to go with him. B.J. Washington hasn't been really keeping it going in there. I know it's not really easy to keep that courage up there going, but he's got to like try to figure something else out. He doesn't really get over this in a comfortable scoring drought. You have to be out there for constantly a moment and amount of time. You got to get that one in through, and this needs him to have it in a better range. Here's a cut for the shot. He misses that one here. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Now he gives it over to McDaniels. McDaniels over to Towns with the shot, and that goes up and over Gafford. He has his first bucket. They're up in the lead. Mitch Doncic, he finds the pass to Gafford. And a pass almost given away. Doncic for the number 3. Triple range, no good. It's rebounded by Conley. They're down the 5-minute mark here as Minnesota happened to be on a May 30th of the year. But this is what definitely had happened here before with the loss and with the Dallas Mavericks with the win of the Western Conference champions of the conference finals. Well, playing out there, I know it was really like a great way to handle that score and pressure, but a lot of free throws were not turning to the easier way to make this one go in. I don't know what comes in now, but that needs to make them a lot of setups cleanly. They need to do another different way to get right from the setup chain, and they need to know how it's going to happen. Playing in there that hard, that's what Doncic has been looking for. He made their way to the finals. That's how you can show them off how you can do. After Irving with the 3-pointer, here's another one for Edwards. The cutting foul, and a try. And he slams that down. What a take. Now, there's no question what happened to Anthony Edwards. He just made this one in. Forcing in the paint, just had that dunk. Man, oh man, you gotta love that one with respectiveness. And that was the AT&T, the 5G Slam Cam for Anthony Edwards. Now, I really love how this one is playing in for, but they are really keeping up and going again. Irving for 3, got it! That's taking a 3-pointer and now up ahead. Back-to-back 3-pointers already. They were all everywhere. Timeout calling by the Timberwolves with 3:25 left to go in the first quarter of the game. Guys like great tight games of the game, but I gotta say now, I mean, they're really playing it. I know, definitely doing it what they get. I mean, you gotta get over this now. I mean, playing it for real, can't let it fool you. Now, to talk about this one here, I was really noticing that they really are trying to play that one at a hard pace of the game, and they really are expecting to play it like that. All that does happen now, I mean, they really are noticing that they got for a lot of great stoppage in this one. You know, I was really noticing that the Mavericks are playing it really well. Because of this point, they are really not getting a lot of a healthier way, and they really have to play all with the hard work of it at their own. But that's what happens now. Because of this point, they really are trying to show them off the gas pledge and with the stamina of how they did. Now, as I noticed it before, that the Timberwolves are trying to answer that back. It's not always easy when you're doing it when you're playing for defense or the offense every single time. But that's how it happens now. They've got to play it like they did it. New substitutions on the court for the Wolves and for the Mavericks as the Timberwolves are making a lot of new changes. We have a look at the status here for Luka Doncic. He's in first place. Points are amazing, but I think that this one needs to be a lot of change-offs to make that one cleaner. All that happens for Luka Doncic, he's really trying to let him show up. That's where he needs to be. Get through it. The miss puts in for Monte Morris. Great D effort out there. I really love that Doncic is playing really well. Clean defense. Gotta give credit. Lively the second now finds again. Doncic for number 3. Gets it to go. He makes it in. That's 8 points in the game. And Lively the second will take that first assist of the night. He passes out to Reed. Lively on him. Watching the play in. Lively still covering it up on Nas Reed. Fade the shot. Up and over. And this one misses off for Reed's first basket. Lively's got his first rebound. And Maxi Kleber will hand it over to Luka Doncic with the finishing drive. Takes it in. That is a first bucket in to make that drive up. He has 10 points. Now you just have to say that Luka Doncic is playing like on a streak in the first quarter. I mean, I don't know what's going to keep on going for Doncic. He's like unbelievable. Got to play real there, kid. Here's Doncic with the finish, and he's fouled. That's on Monty Morris with his first personal foul, or first team foul for Minnesota. Now as for Doncic, he'll be at the free throw line shooting 2. You know, the cutting doesn't happen to be with Luka Doncic. That has to be what they're improving it for, because of all what you got to do because that's what he's need to do to get right to this. And he's got to play it like he does it for real, because that's a lot of the quotes that he has been doing it for his early life range, and he has been doing it for all his better take. Doncic hits the first free throw. He calls for himself Luka Magic. But his early life happened to be with all this time, because he has been talking to it with one of the times when he were up to 10 years old. He just reflected his story. I was always training and playing with the older kids who had much more experience than me. Many of them were bigger and faster than me too, so I had to beat them with my brain. This was admired already, and this was not even the way it was expected. Well, better plays than that. I mean, early life range can't be easier enough when you play that one against with your other kids who are better than that. That's why he's got to know everything. Timeout called by Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll have to talk things over to get this thing underway. And on the other side of it right now, as Kyrie Irving has really been keeping it up right in here. He has a lot of them that's keeping it right into this one here on his early life. This better happen to be what it happens going with. This is what has happened. His mother, who was Lakota, had died of an illness when he was 4. And then Dara got raised him along with the help of Irving's aunts. In 2004, got married to Shelley Riley, who was Kyrie Irving's agent. And Irving had grew up in West Orange, New Jersey. He frequently attended his father's adult league games, and then his aspiration to play in the NBA came after playing at the Continental Airlines Arena. During a school trip in 4th grade, he was declared this: I will play in the NBA. I promise. Well, it's just what happens with the father's connection to Boston University. I don't know what's going to keep on this from happening. It happens to be when this teenager does happen, and this is what he has been really doing. Gotta have it all. And there's no other way. He has no other choice to play for him. A lot of Jersey people are expecting that. Irving's doing really well. That's grew up, and that's what they all do. Here's a look for Kyrie Irving this time. Playing in really well. I mean, for this season, he's already been playing excellent. Better than the last season that happened with the trade deadline with the Brooklyn Nets to the Dallas Mavericks. But all that happens now, it doesn't mean to anybody. Here's Towns with the 3 on the arc, splashes it down. They're back down by 5. We are having 2 minutes remaining in the first. Now Doncic will now have to flag it over again to Lively the second. Over now to Doncic. The range for Irving. Irving sends it over. It's stolen by Anderson. All alone for Morris. And he will jam it down. That will be down by 3. With a steal by Kyle Anderson, that's the first assist of the night. Well, you gotta play well you did. If you don't do it correctly, that's gonna turn it over. And a turnover has been called. That's Dallas turnover for 1, and it's Minnesota ball. Oh man, I thought that Doncic was able to make the cut in, but that is not gonna help. That one's not pushing in there, and they're never gonna like this one at all. Because if that happens with the breakdown, they need to do something else with that. Here's Lively, right through the middle. He finds the pass over, now to Irving. Irving swings over. Doncic for the 3. Step back, good. He has 15 points. And it's now backed it up, already by 4. Monty Morris trying to get it over again. Lively! What a rejection! That's where it starts things off in game number 4. No way! Derek Lively just had rejected? What a takeout! McLaughlin's checked in for Monty Morris. And the Mavericks are also making new changes here as Hardy is checked in. No, Exum is checked in as Hardaway Jr. moves over to the shooting guard. As Kyrie Irving is now on the bench. Anderson finds the pass over to McLaughlin. Anderson trying to work it his way in. The layup drive, that one goes in, and this will be another bucket for Minnesota. Now, it didn't happen to be Kyle Anderson what he was doing here, because last time that happened with the last season with the Memphis Grizzlies, this was really, you had to expect it what they were going to get there and through. Now I need to know how that happened. They got it really good going. What their take is. Dawkins spins around, and finds X-Up. Goes up for the 2. And this one rolls it in, and it goes in the bucket. X-Up with his first bucket. It's a 25-21 game. Really got to play all you got. Here's McLaughlin. Down to 20 seconds remaining in the first. McLaughlin's trying to show him out others. And here's another one. Bounce pass to Towns, and a layup will put it in. That's Karl-Anthony Towns with another bucket, and that will be McLaughlin's with the assist. Here's Doncic. A chance for the buzz beater. And goes in. What a take for Dallas. On a start lead, what a take. How did that happen? I didn't even see how Doncic was making the buzz beater. That was excellent. Great start for the first quarter in between the Minnesota and Dallas as they're up by 8. We'll be right back with you shortly after these messages. Second quarter's next after this. And you're just tuning into the second quarter. We got your live action coming underway in American Airlines Center. Now, as they're saying for Dallas and Minnesota, it is a tight game. What does it take of how they did? Well, I don't know if it's going to keep on happening now, but Doncic is really impaired to that. He has definitely no contest with between Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Conley. I'm pretty sure he will try to do it again. Well, I have to agree with that, Mick. I think there might be a tying range in this opportunity, but we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Restart the second quarter as right now, as the Mavericks are making another good change, getting ready to start. Right in between those two, as Hardy's checked in. And of course, on the other side of it, with Josh Green, he's along with D.Y. Powell. DJ Washington with him on the point forward, and it's Exum right toward the small forward. And for the Timberwolves, we have this Kyle Anderson, Nas Reed, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, and finally we got it across some gear that gives it all. They've got it covered here, and it's McDaniels. Right now, as Nas Reed is already on the bench, Rudy Gobert will be back on the court, getting ready for the second. Powell tries to get over it for the 2. Great D effort. They'll get it back, and now it's Hardy. Again to Exum. Exum trying to go in there right now with the pass, stolen by Conley. Conley with the fast breaking again with the take. Double man, no good. They're all forcing it, the attackers. I mean, I don't know what's going to keep on troubling him down. I mean, they're not going to let them just keep on scoring like this. They need to do something else about it instantly to get right to the edge. If they don't get it up that point, I mean, they got to start making their way. Hurry fast. Washington with the drive, and he's fouled by Rudy Gobert. That's his first personal foul with the first team foul for Minnesota. Oh man, he got it that time. I think PJ Washington, he got a call at that point. I mean, referee didn't show up. I mean, I think that's an upset for Chris Finch. I mean, I don't know what's going to keep on coming. Free throw coming up for Dallas. As right now, it's PJ Washington shooting 2.
Shoot 2.
He gets the first free throw. And with some new changes for Dallas Mavericks as Kyrie Irving's checked back on the court. He's subbing in for Exum. And the second free throw is good for Washington. Minnesota trailing by 5. And going to go over to Gobert, right toward the middle, and he's fouled. That's going to be on Washington. Yep, not a good idea for Washington to go in that drive. I mean, he's got to go with Powell to give that one a good opportunity range. That one was a cut. Yes, he almost made that slam dunk impossible, but that didn't really make him effort to do that again. Gobert is at the free throw line shooting 2. We have 6:24 left to go. It's a 30-25 game. looking to drop 2 free throws to go back down by 3. First free throw knocks it in. As you say it right now for PJ Washington, the other side of it has to be playing in the 2017 McDonald's All-American game. Born in Louisville, Kentucky, while his family was moving to St. Louis and then Chicago before settling in Frisco, Texas. He got attended to the Bryant Prep Academy in Dallas, a brief start in the Lone Star High School in Frisco, before being transferred over to Lindy Prep, and then to Medicine, Nevada. I know what happened now. I mean, that's when he was definitely playing it before that happened. I mean, when he played in Lone Star in Texas in high school, that has to be what they were all expecting here now. And it always happened to be the loss against Boston in the finals already. I mean, it's already on its way just to start with. I don't know what's going to keep on going in it, but that's just how it started now. 2 games have already been like shut down in the road. I mean, they gotta like do something else to get there. Here's Gobert, the finishing drive, misses, and it will be Powell's first rebound of the night. And a lot of rebounds are going to be putting in effort. Yeah, they can't say that they can't just like move it around with the rebound and they got to do some a little bit of a change-off step. They can't let that one be left out here at all-time effort. Because it doesn't happen to anyone that they got to like start doing something else to get that one fixed straight. After a bucket by PJ Washington, he's Conley. And the shot, this one rolls up and over with the 2-drop flow, he will have that bucket in. Just 5 minutes left in the first half, as he now has it over to Burbank. And a reporter for the Ali Force, she's talked to one of his from Luka Doncic, the better of his play of his effort. He talked to one of his schools and makes the better of his own when he played with Ted. But this doesn't really happen, but it has gone through. And they're getting all over to get right back from here. He has told, I never just played it well with the kids. They beat them with it. But I have to show them how they get this thing through while playing it on the court. It doesn't mean to anyone. They gotta let someone get through it. Here's the pass to Hardy. Hardy right toward the outside, and now gives it over again by Washington. Right over again to Hardy. Hardy finds Irving. Irving with a step up for 2. That will be missed. Powell gives it over again to Washington, and now finds Hardy for 3. Jumper up, and it's missed. They're almost going to get that in. I mean, I don't know what Hardy got to, but this is not turning what they're expecting to play like that. Here's Edwards. The cut. Racing in. Slam it down. That one will be taken with 2-hand Powell movement. That's his 8th bucket of the night. They're all everywhere now. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do for Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's like throwing like a Powell man. I can't believe what they're doing. Irving right to the outside. He finds again to Powell. Powell. He gets back to Irving. Irving swings again to Green. Green with a step back up for 2. And he will take another one in. That's another bucket for the Mavericks as Green has another bucket in. Timeout called by the Wolves with 3:23 left to go in the first half. Well, play how you can do it. I mean, you just got it all figuring out to play the best of it. I know he's really like keeping it in here now. I mean, you've got it all coming. We're nearing down the end of the first half. That's right at this moment here. We got a great look at in between the halftime show. Coming up as we have the Minnesota Wolves and the Dallas, as Ernie Johnson, along with Katie Jet Smith and Shaq O'Neal, getting ready for our first half recap. Right in between. Will they sweep? This will be like the game series over for the Western Conference early, or will this be like the other side of it, as we have is the Timberwolves strike back, being the 4th game to keep the game alive? That might be the question of what's going to happen. It will be all the games here coming up after this first half is concluded. complete substitution for the Mavericks and for the Wolves. Ball in counts, check back on the floor. And we got a little bit of points distribution in between the Lively and Doncic. From full court, front court to back court. It's going to be like a long range to get to Bermuda. Well, it may not be what they have to do for. I mean, I know they've really got a great look at their backcourt. It's like a lot of takes. I mean, they're all everywhere now. But when you play it for real, they've got to like try to like step it up again. I don't know what's going to keep on coming, but I should say is that they've really been keeping it off as hard as they can. Got to keep that one with more room for some effectiveness. Lively, pass it over again, now to Irving. The Lively for a step up two, and that misses again. Reed, back it over again to McLaughlin. McLaughlin right on Irving. With the screen. And nobody around it. Alexander Walker with a three-pointer make it. He's really like all alone now. I mean, nobody's on him. I mean, what is the point? 38-33. They're trailing by 5. He's off to Hardaway Jr. And now he will swing it over now to Irving. Irving, the pass. Doncic gives again to Irving. And a chance for Hardaway Jr. for 3. That misses again. With the Sunday loss against Boston, 32 points with 12 out of 21 field goals, and this was not even a choice how he could definitely handle it. I don't know what's going to happen now. Alexander Walker might be saying that Doncic is like already on start run. I mean, that appearance's potato has really been kicking it up. You know, that back of the half doesn't really meant to be like playing it all for real games, but they don't really expect to play it how you can do, because if it doesn't really turn things off, that's going to change things over in the Arrowhead. After a three-pointer made by Irving, here's Reed for 3. That's another miss by Minnesota. I don't know what's going to happen now. I mean, that's just another three-pointer. It's just wasting a lot of time with your energy. But you can't let that one get pulling over you. Here's Doncic trying to pass to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. trying to give over again to Doncic. Doncic, the finishing up for 2. That one rolls in and out. Here's McLaughlin. Right to the airway. He passed Alexander Walker for 3, and he got that one in. That's another three-pointer for to Minnesota. We're down to a minute left to remain in the second. Now he finds the pass to Gafford. Gafford slows it down. Doncic for another 3. And this one rolls in. 21 points for Luka Doncic. Just under 50 seconds in the first half. Come on, Doncic. Are you going to keep shooting or just going to go with the passing? Man, I don't know what you're going to do now. I mean, just stop shooting. Let someone else take care of it right now. See? Just like the other pass. For the Wolves they did. I mean, I don't know what Doncic has been doing. I think he wants to light it out game 4 and go for a win for a sweep. I mean, their team did it the last time here against the Denver Nuggets. They've been really playing it really well. I mean, I've got a great feeling for them. I think they're going to sweep it again. The number 2. And that misses again for the target. Doncic, right through the other way. And letting the clock come down to an end of the first half. Doncic will now try to have a last take. He's off to Gafford. And Doncic for the 2. And chucks it in. That's a first half close as Doncic with his last 2-pointer. 46-39 to score. What a great take. And now a chance now for a halftime show. See you later after the game.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Bernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the champ. Let's get to it. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 23 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Shaq, what's your take on that?
They were getting after it on the glass. Like, wow, they got a nice edge in that department, which is good. They won the hard hustle battle in the first half. Now we'll see what they do.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Well, never. We playing against the team that's on fire. This team was on fire. They showed effort on defense, but it didn't matter. They couldn't get the stop. I don't think the opponent can sustain this kind of shit.
And that's going to do it for us here. The Second half of action is coming your way.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. And happy to have us back here today as we're ready to start the second half. Great start of this occasion for Luka Doncic on a starting of this first half of this game. He just made this one a clear make with 23 points, 8 out of 10 field goals, and 5 out of 6 3-pointers. Nobody just on perfect. Hey, playing perfect is just not always what you do. I mean, just gotta keep playing if you can. I think Doncic might have another take out there, but let's see what he can do. With a starting group for Doncic and the Wolves, here's the kick over for the defense. As right now, McLaughlin is with Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert is in center with Jaden McDaniels. And it's Karl Anthony Towns in the point forward. And on the other side, we got Kyrie Irving. He's with PJ Washington. Then another take on the center is Daniel Gafford. Doncic is right toward the point guard position. And of course, we definitely do have one coming in as we have is Derek Jones Jr. With the take, nice take in the feed for Rudy Gobert. They're back down by 7. Oh yeah, I know it's just not the way you wanted to play like that, but you can't let him lose it. Irving helps the screen. Doncic is off to Irving. Trying to go for another attacking motion run. Let's give off to Washington. Washington over Cat. And it just makes that one in there. Number 2-pointer for PJ Washington. He's at 6 points. Whatever you do, PJ Washington must have hit that one there great straight away. He must have happened there quick instead. I mean, you gotta play what you do. What a block by Daniel Gafford. That's his rejection of the night. Oh, no chance to read. Daniel Gafford, he just ate that one so outstanding. From the moment. Here's Gafford. Right toward the middle. He finds Derek Jones Jr. Looks for his 2. That one misses off the target as Gafford with a rebound. And Jones Jr. hasn't scored yet in the first half. Looks over again with a drive, and he will not get it in his first bucket. That misses again, and it's now back to McDaniels. McDaniels, swing over. The 3 for Gobert. For Towns, no good. Towns roll over to Washington. This season only had 42.9 rebounding percentage, but that might be keeping it going if he gets it. All done, every done. I mean, I think there might be another change. Let's see what they can do. Here's Jones Jr. Another take with a 2, and it's missed again. Towns with a rebound. Back to McLaughlin again to McDaniels. Here's McDaniels with another take. On the opportunity range. This one keeps out. Over to Gobert. And that 2-pointer will sink in for another take. 5:30 left to go in the third. Still trying to look for a close-up game and again. Now Doncic. Pass over again. Stolen by McDaniels. Here comes the fast break for McDaniels. He will now try to do some other take in. And McDaniels. Trying to race it inbound. He's on Irving. Needs some help. Looks for Edwards. And McLaughlin's in the corner. The fade shot with a 2. Up and in? No. It's off the rim and it goes right back to Gafford. They're shooting, missing it everywhere for the Minnesota Wolves. But you gotta try to do another way to get through it. They can't let that one pressure out. Gafford missing number 2. And Gobert is back the other way to Edwards. Here's Edwards. The screen is on Gobert. And here's a pick and roll. Take over in. Nice D by Gafford. And he's got his own rebound. The deep pass with Washington. And he gives over to Doncic for number 3. Gets it to go. He has been knocking threes everywhere. That is insane. Play pickup, that's what Doncic is showing done. He's magic. Timeout called by Minnesota Wolves. With under 4:30 to go. It's a 53-43 game. Hey, let him listen now. I mean, that deep pass to PJ Washington and for Doncic, he had no problem with the take. And this is what happens now? They're getting it going. The NBA Western Conference Finals on 2K Sports is brought to you by American Express. Don't live life without it. AT&T Connecting changes everything. And by State Farm. Like a good name, State Farm is it. Groups of petitions are on the court. As Rudy Gobert will now bring somebody back on the court, it will be Mike Conley for the Timberwolves. And for the other team, as Mavericks are making new changes, Josh Green's checked back on the court. As Rana Exum and Kleber are checked in. The three for McDaniels. That's another miss by Minnesota. Man, Doncic under pressure. That's why he's forcing it on his run rebound. Yes, he does. That's what he was going to try to do. Play that effort. I mean, don't get that one anybody in the way. I mean, gotta start things over again if you can get it right. The pass over now finds Exum. Exum is again. And the Doncic, another taking three. That goes in. Another three for the Doncic. He is 29. Yeah, you can all hear that fan coming in. That's what Magic is putting a splash hit. Magic 3? Okay, I'll take that one in there. Oh my. I think we love to hear that one. I think that's a better choice. Towns, missing another 3. And that putback will set in for Mike Conley. That's another 2-point bucket score. 3:20 to go in the third. Now, that happened with the bucket putback. I don't know what they did, but that's what they all have to do. Just like keep on playing it if you can. I mean, what's the figure? World may never guess. Donnie Silver again at Washington. Washington with the finish. Nice D by Cat. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Now he gives it over. Now finding McDaniels with a drive, and this one misses. Washington. He now decided to give over again to Doncic this time. Pass over now to Washington. Before Valley the Force, talking with Mike Conley about it. How the coincidence of this one comes in with a big change up in regular season. It just happens to be what they're expressing of. This is what they all have to expect now. After playing it for here for a preseason, he has to talk about this in regular season, and he wants to have it out there. That's why Chris Finch is trying to get all of his attention. They're making this one feel how good it is, but that needs to give him a lot of intentional work effort. You know, every time happens with Mike Conley, and I know point guard positions are not always easier to do, but you gotta like play what you can do now. I mean, just doesn't really make that difference in many sense in our ways. Brazil to Green. The drive misses again. That's another rebound by Gobert. Edwards with the ball. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Tries to go to a step back. Right in it, and it's stolen by Green. Here comes Exum. The pass. Broken up by Towns. Conley. Right, deciding to give that one there. He almost ain't gonna bring on Luka Doncic that time. And it's rebounded by Washington with no bucket layup in. Finds again, Doncic. Doncic for another take for 3. That's missed. Gobert rolls again to Mike Conley. Looks it in with the shot. And it's denied by Exum. Lost the ball control, and this one will be on Green. To give off to Powell. To Kleber in. Nice D by Rudy Gobert. I don't know what's going to keep on happening now, but Rudy Gobert is just like smashing out. I mean, they're all over it now. I mean, don't give it out. Uncomfortable look. Downs on Washington. Step back. Fades. Up and in. Misses. And it's Gobert. He'll take it in. That's another 2-point bucket score for Minnesota. Scoring on a good chance effort, he has 11 points. That's what no one has ever getting there for Rudy Gobert. That's what the King of the Wolf does. That defensive player needs to get. This one needs to get there through a quick way to get through it. Over to Kleber, he got it, and no, that one's off in a range, and this one goes back the other way. Oh boy, I thought that Kleber may have been alright. I mean, I don't think he didn't even see that foul call. That must have been like he missed it. I don't think that wasn't it, but hey, I don't know what you're going to do there, Maxi Kleber, but that's not going to change that one a bit, Philly. Down to 10 seconds left to go. Doncic trying to lose down the time. for the Washington. Chance for the buzz beater, and goes in. 3 buzz beaters in the game of the quarter. Washington brings their team up by 7. Look at that crowd. Can you say Washington makes a 3-pointer? I guess he does so. Nothing to say now for at least 2 for Doncic, 1 for Washington in the buzz beater. We come down to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 down, 1 to go. 4th quarter is next after this break. And a huddle with Jason Kidd for the head coach of Dallas.
We can't miss a shot and then give up 2 layups. We can't happen. It can't happen. We ain't gonna make a shot. But we gotta get back on defense.
You know it would feel stressful at this point because that Jason Kidd was trying to let someone else take the handle of it. Don't take the last shots in time. I mean, let's find someone else that can get that one in there. If you miss that shot, just take it in there. Well, they're already have been playing it like that. I mean, I don't know what's going to keep coming and flying down that fast, but they really need to try to like make it different in there. And the final groups are on the board. Irving's with Hardaway Jr. Then it's with Jones Jr. And Derek Lively in the center. And it's Maxi Kleber on Torty, and it's Dwight Powell on the outside. Finds Jones Jr. There's a step back. We'll get it? And he finally does it. He finally gets his first bucket for Derek Jones Jr. in Game 4. Waited so long? Now you got him in. Monte Morris passes again to Reed. Reed finds Anderson. Anderson up and again. Lively for 2 blocks. Looks again to Hardaway Jr. Now finds it over to pass to Irving. And goes right over to Tim Hardaway Jr. Gives it up to Powell. Give again to Lively for a shot. Good! That's Lively's first bucket in Game 4. After Powell with the assist, it's a 63-51 game. You know, he ever happens to be with the block, he just finally got that one rejecting it. It said, take it from me. I've got it all. And it said Powell, right from in the middle. And he just had that one great pass. I mean, he's doing really well. Playing the offensive on their important now. But they need to know they've got it coming in now. With the better plays of the night, that's what Derek Lively's better rookie night of the year. Hardaway Jr. over to Lively, and it's stolen by McDaniels. Their turnover, and it's Monte Morris with an up. They're back down by 10. Turnovers has been doing too much quickly ahead. Well, they got to slow down. I don't know what did happen now, but they are just missing everywhere. Can't play what you do, you gotta get right into that. All the work you don't do, it's gonna mess somebody up. Back again to Irving. Irving gets it over to Lively. Back to Irving. They give over to Derek Jones Jr. Time running down, and he will finish his scoop and drop. Jones Jr. with his second bucket. That's 4. Minnesota trailing by 12. Nobody around Alexander Walker. Nervous by Minnesota. Great rebound for Lively. He's got a 4th rebound. And it's stolen again. 8 turnovers in a row for Dallas Mavericks. Oh, that's not turning it good. I mean, they're playing like that. I mean, they can't let this one slow down. The rebound puts up for Hardaway Jr. Now has it over again to Irving. Irving swings off to Lively. The bounce pass. And Jones Jr. sidestep goes in with the layup. That's his 3rd bucket of the night. Lively the 2nd with another assist. They really have to play it like that. Irving just realized that Lively's playing really well. I mean, they gotta play it like that. I mean, they just gotta go with another different change off, but they have to do again and again. Now to pass over again to Lively. Lively to Irving for a deep 3. That rings all around the rim, and it goes right back over again to the Wolves. Monte Morris for the finish, and rolling off the rim without a wedgie, it rolls in. I don't know what's happening now. I mean, if he stops it, I mean, I don't know if I can definitely say it is. I know it would have happened to be a wedgie, but it didn't really matter at all. Well, no call defensive effort. Pass again to Irving. The 3 for Derek Jones Jr. That's missed again. Reed with the rebound. And now back again to McDaniels. Here he comes in a shot, and he's fouled. There's Hardaway Jr. with his first personal foul, and a team foul. Would have been a clean effort for Derek Lively, the 3rd and 2nd, but it didn't happen because the foul was given over for Tim Hardaway. Well, that scoring breakdown must have happened with points off assists, and this is what nobody is keeping up. Nobody is giving a good look of it, and that's just what happens now. That can't play it in real games. It's the first free throw. Now the new substitutions are on the court. As Minnesota are grabbing a new changes. 3 players checked out. Anderson, Alexander Walker, and Morris are checked out as Conley, Edwards, and Towns are checked in. And the Mavericks. Gafford's checked in for D.Y. Powell as he moves over to a point forward for Derek Lively. Doncic back on the court. Second free throw is good for the Wolves. Now Doncic will have it in. Just 4 minutes left to remain. He has 29 points. Last time he had 35 was an outstanding play to be an MVP. Doncic up for the 2, and he does it again. That is 31 points over Anthony Edwards with 11. Now you don't know how you can definitely do that. I don't know what Doncic is, but playing all in real life, I mean, that's just crazy. They're all everywhere right now. I mean, what do you have to do for Doncic? Playing for real well, I mean, all that game? That's just, like, unbelievable. The pass over down finds Hardaway Jr. going for Swerdo. This one takes it in. He just showing how the crowd responses. You look out with Tim Hardaway Jr., that's when you make the finish drive. We 10 left to go in the fourth quarter. And it's now back again to Edwards for the number 2. That's another miss. Doncic with an excellent rebound. He has 6 in a row. And Doncic going for a drive. Count the bucket and one. Doncic. So loud response. Now that's what you can't do. You can't foul on Doncic. That's what he does. He is everywhere. He's been a dominant player. Rudy Gobert is checked in for Dallas Reed. And all the fans are cheering on for Doncic to make an MVP war for Game 4. Doncic gets the free throw. Timeout call by Timberwolves with under 3 minutes to go in the final regulation of the quarter. They're just everywhere now. I mean, that's what Doncic is? I mean, hey, he is magic. How do you play it like that? They're all everywhere now. Just do what you can. For the next coming up games, as we have it underway here soon, as we got Stars facing against the Canucks. They're playing at Dallas this time at American Airlines Center. And following along with the next game as we get the same transformed up, and this will be at Toronto for the 3rd game, and game 3 and 4 right in between those two, the Western Conference and then the Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup in between the Eastern and Western Conference at 8:30 and at 9 p.m. That will be all those 2 games that will be happening in between. And sometimes we will have to change it up into 8 p.m., so we'll see how we can do. But this has been an excellent game so far. Do you really enjoy it, how this is going to happen now? Yes, I do. I really enjoyed it. I think that the Doncic's team are going to head to the finals. This is incredible. I'd love to see them when they face against the other team. We'll find out if there is. And now time for some New Balance player of the game. And the player of the game, game 4, goes to Luka Doncic. LD knows the magic hasn't happened, but that's where you could basically know that Doncic is just like flying things up. All what happens now, playing an effort deep, get it going. And he's looking for his chance right now to get right toward the finals for the first time since the team has come to a loss against the Lakers in 2020. But this one might be the effort to get right from here. With some better final pointing drops, they'll be all for everything. We're going to 3 minutes left to go. Edwards tries it up and in and slams it. That was another great slam, Cam. Yes, he's definitely all over it now. I mean, I don't know what is he doing. When you don't play it like that, I mean, you just don't play what you do. That's what Anthony Edwards has been slamming it in there. That means crazy. And that was an excellent slam, Cam. Was in by AT&T. An excellent play for Anthony Edwards. Foul called on Dallas. Derrick Jones Jr. with his first personal. after a stole by Luka Doncic. McDaniels going to the free throw line, shooting 2. It's under 2:40 to go in the fourth. First free throw knocks in for McDaniels. And he called for Lively the second. He had done 2 blocks in this game. And this is whatever happens to be playing it. Drysdale, who holds the records of this college for the consecutive field goal mates and ranks in the top 20 in the Penn State history in rebounds and blocks. Worked for the Philadelphia Sixers in their entertainment division and served as a Penn State women's basketball marketing manager. And this one happened already. It died in this year of 2024 of a hogland lymphopia. And his Lively's father battled the drug addiction for 4 years and died in 2012 for the overdose. What they're expecting for Lively, he's been like playing for the top of the picks. I mean, he's really playing it well. Yeah, I know, and he can definitely do for Lively. I mean, he's like good. Offensive blocks and rebounds, it's been perfect. Dallas puts up a foul as they enter reach on Kyrie Irving. That's the second personal foul. Nearing down the 2-minute mark, it's a 76-64 game. Number 3 for Anthony Edwards. 76-67 to score with down to 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. They made 6 more three-pointers on the Wolves. Now he finds it again to Irving. Irving gives it over now to Doncic. To Doncic. Step back for a near the baseline, went air ball and goes back to McDaniels. Now rolls it. Here's Conley and a 3, no good. Back to Jones Jr. 90 seconds in the fourth. Doncic wanted to slow things up, try to make a new different change-off. Gives off to Irving. The 3, fires it up and goes in. Another 3-pointer for Dallas Mavericks. 16 points in the game. This is what it's calling for happening. Uncle Drew with the 3-pointer fly ball. Layup it and misses again. Doncic goes up to Washington. Letting the sky go to a limit as we're nearing down the final minute in the regulation. Here's Doncic, another take. That's missed again. Jones Jr. decided to give it to Doncic. The finishing drive, and he's fouled. Mike Conley with his second personal foul, their second team foul for Timberwolves. And they're going all at the free throw line to give a response for MVP. He has 34 points, adding for another 2 at the free throw line with under a minute. Doncic gets the first free throw. But they didn't expect me now for Doncic to play like this. I mean, this is what they all have to do for. They respected that this game, I mean, this all has to happen for every once in a lifetime. Second free throw good for Doncic. He has 36 points. He's on flying now. And this will be another Edwards for 3. Drops it in. 81-70. They're back down by 11. Doncic wanted to slow it down a bit for just carrying down to a final seconds in the fourth quarter. Yes, I guess they all have to do just time it down. Just let the clock drain down. And shot clock, I think they're going to have to just like make the change out of it to go in. To give off to Doncic. Doncic up, driving in good. 38 points for ULD the Magic. And now with last chance for the Wolves for 3. And it will drop it in. And this will be it. That is the end of the game. And look at the fans here in Wild. This is where it comes down. as they sweep the Mavericks in Game 4. How do you like it now? 2 sweeps in a row, second round, and then the third of the conference finals. That is going to it. 83-73. Final of the Game 4. Win the series, smash out the Timberwolves. And as right now, we send you over to Ali LaForce for a player of the game in Game 4. Let's see who it is. Ali?
Thanks so much. I'm here with Luka, and Luka, you got a tough win tonight. What are your initial thoughts on the performance?
We got to win against a team that's very competitive. They go hard no matter what. They're a great team. And, I'm just glad we got to win. And we got to keep going like that.
Victory tastes a little sweeter against an opponent like that. Thanks, Luka.
All right, Ali, thank you so much. And that's going to wrap it up here, folks. With me, Boomer, along with Test Tube and Son of Beast. This has been a presentation of the Western Conference Finals on 2K Sports. Thanks for tuning us in, and we'll see you all later on the other side of the Eastern Conference Finals of the game. See you next time. Good night in Dallas. Alright, thank you so much, and what a way to crown the end of the Western Conference Finals. Sweep 2 times in the playoffs. 1 for the second round against the Denver Nuggets, and now this game, 4 in a row against the Minnesota Wolves. They really are pushing things off, and this is what they've done. Luka Doncic on fire. You really love that one out there, Ballpoint Pen? Yes, I know I really do. He's been really on firing about, and he has really taken all his effort. You can't just really take him out for all that. Sure it is, but this is what they don't really get. Because all I expect now is for Doncic to show his responses. Here's how he did with the total statistics. 57 field goals for Dallas with 16 3-pointers for Dallas Mavericks, and it was 100 free throws in the game for Dallas Mavericks. All perfect free throws in the game. 11 fast break points with 40 points in the paint, and then 12 second chance points with 18 bench points for Minnesota. Only did for a best, but that's all you could get for the count for. Then 28 assists happened to be with Dallas Mavericks. 7 offensive rebounds for Minnesota, and it was 28 defensive rebounds for Dallas Mavericks. 8 steals for Minnesota Wolves, with 5 blocks of the game for Dallas Mavericks. They're already been showing off here now, just keeping that one out of the line. 3 turnovers for Minnesota Wolves, with 14 fouls for Minnesota and 6 dunks. And it was biggest lead for 14 for Dallas Mavericks and 18-18 for the time of possession of the game. This was great, but looks like that this will be happening on the other side of it soon for the Eastern Conference Finals. And that's what I've always been expecting now. This is what's a great thing ever. And I always can't play of Dallas Mavericks. They are the Western Conference Finals champion. And this is what they all have to do. Play for all you got, give it going. And now for the type for 3-star players of the game and your MVP Conference Finals of the night. Thank you so much. It's always been appreciation to right now, but this is what I really have to give all over it to. Time for 3-star players of the game. The first star, as I start things over here for the bottom, is Kyrie Irving. It's 16 points, 1 rebound, 9 assists, and it was 6 out of 8 field goal range with 4 3-pointers and out of 5. And it was 36 performance effort that he had made that one in here with a great effort to take all that process and turn it up with their better range in that. That's his name, Uncle Drew, playing it for real. Number 2 is Anthony Edwards. He has 19 points with 2 rebounds. Only had 1 assist here in the game, and it was 7 out of 13 field goals. Only 3 out of 3 3-pointers that were already okay, but it was only 22 performance effort with 3 dunks. I know he's just having a fun time out there, made it to the conference finals, but not be able to make the finals out of him. But we'll see him again next time for next season. And your first star player of the game goes to New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic, with 38 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, with 13 out of 18 field goals. 7 3-pointers were made, and he just had made that one with a 54 performance effort. I can say now he has been a crushing. He's definitely amazed now. Ever happened? Like he did. And now what you take for the conference finals MVP there, Ballpoint Pen? Well, this game I'm just going to have to give that one over. and we really can't wait to see what goes on. This time, the MVP of the Western Conference Finals goes to Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving. He's been playing it really well so far, and this is what happens now. Well done for the conference finals. They are ready to prepare for themselves for the finals to face against the winning team of the Eastern Conference on that section. Well, let's hope there is. And that being said, thanks for joining us here for this tonight's game. And we'll see you all back again for Game 5 for the Heat and Celtics. Keep your eyes peeled if there's another one coming in by. And for all this being said, this is Ballpoint Pen along with Woods Spoonie. Thank you so much to Ballpoint Pen. You are the great. Hey, always a big thank you. You know, I always love that. And with those folks, for a while as the NBA Western Conference Finals on 2K Sports Dial. See you all again for the Eastern Conference and for the Western Conference of NHL on the other side. And we'll be back soon for the Eastern Conference of the NBA of the Celtics and the Heat. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. He'll have tons of more videos on its way. If you don't, somebody will. See ya! Until next time. Good night, everybody.
If you don't, somebody will.